really practicing to knock out 1 or 2 men by the time I reach 65. However, there's a dilemma, Miss Joan. This senior citizen has to wear her glasses to think. There I go this morning. That's about Dr. Hager and fix me up. Oh boy.
Yes, everyone.
My perception, and I'm going to read, is long, right? But these are my 5 minutes of fame. So please be patient. My perception of Image Factory is that it is a place of or for art, a place of creativity, a place of learning, a place of continuous learning. You notice I deliberately did not use the term education. Education to me, and I'm sorry Miss Diana, Mrs. Varner, it gives a perception that the end product is the earning of the degree. 1 degree or 2. Then we return home and wear the degree. You understand where I'm coming from? It's more than that. So I don't use, and Mr. Edpat, those people who are still in education, is not knocking down education, it's just a term. We professionals tend to come with a degree or 2 and then we wear it. That's not good enough. I look at my 2 offerings today as continuous learning, which is the outproduct of conducting research. When you research, you're constantly learning about your environment. It is also a work of art for me, starting from a blank canvas, like a piece of wood floating on the shores. You create an outline on paper while sipping Silvergrass tea under a bamboo tree and listening to the piam-piam them after they are in my area and chewing away the guana. Then you fill the outline with your findings. You design the layout, thanks to Yasser. I went to school to learn design at SJC, and the covers. This is a complete work of art in these 2 books here. In filling out the outline, one has to be always conscious of who will view your work of art, so that language, as in choice of words, is important. In terms of the book, Adubur Hadi, it is partly the lived experience of Uye John Mariano. He had always advocated that traditional knowledge, our way of life, be documented as one way of sharing the information. He said to me before he passed away, even weeks before he passed away, you have to bring it out. It is time to put it in writing, because the younger Garifuna people, he be the Ebuati of home. I will leave it at that. He's very political, John, in not politics, but in terms of dealing with his culture. It is a detailed description of the Dugu and all its 9 rituals. The book proffers the following as a definition of Dugu. Consisting of 9 highly structured rituals, Dugu is a sacrosanct ceremony, which is the authority system in the spiritual health of Garifuna. Very sacred, all the Ugulendu songs, the drumming, and Canon Bal is here, and also Kashan, who I call the new elders. Its opening and closing rituals recognize the importance of upholding kinship through the Afunakotian and the Mali ritual as central to the healing process. We use similarities in the Dugu when all those children were, young girls were dying, were being killed. You remember? We went around a certain area around St. Michael's to bring healing to the community when our young children were being taken away by Jack. It is widely practiced in Belize, and it is the life, or what gives meaning the culture. The Ubulendo, I've jumped from one place to the other. It gives, I'm going to go over it. It is widely practiced in Belize, and it is the life or what gives credibility to the Garifuna people. To treat it as anything else is downplaying its contextual meanings, and it is happening. I raised it in the book. I've learned well from Baba Jan. The listing of Ubulendo sacred songs of the Dugu as Punta Paranda dancehall music may be sacrilegious. It is definitely un-Garifuna law. But also, it is taking of someone's creativity or knowledge and claiming it as one's own. It is happening. One example is the song now called Wamada, which is a sacred Ubulendo song, usually raised, and I have pimples because I know the ceremony and its meanings. It is usually raised in two particular rituals in the Dugu. You're Parakal, Ibichanal, Baba Baba, Uyera, Ibichanal, Uyera, it has meaning. It has meaning. It should not be Punta Paranda. It's a healing sacred song when you listen to the word and even the tune, even the and then there is the Walagayu by another artist, which is another very sacred Ubulendo song, because it is the Ubulendo that comes with the Mali ritual, which is the primary healing ritual in the Buddhism. Somebody has put that on this as theirs. Not only that they've listed that as theirs, but also is playing around with our culture, with who we are as a people, downplaying it in my estimation. Lastly, and these were the concerns of Baba Jan from 1998. Lastly, as Canon Val mentioned, the attitude of the elders when we did our thing, even though we had the permission of the Buye, and they're walking out, is because the Mali ritual, and I brought it out in this book because Baba Jan wanted me to. It does not stand on its own. You cannot grab the Mali ritual, that Walagayu, and do that. The Mali ritual comes with two other rituals. Even in the Dabriaka, you cannot have a first Mali if you have not had one ceremony, one ritual before it, and one ritual after it. It doesn't stand alone, and it is of most sacred. But now we are using it as our, what I call here, our opening act in a lot of our ceremonies. Maybe because we did it too as young people, and we were very much chided for it. Maybe because we didn't know any better, and maybe that is continuing now, but I'm hoping that the book will help to understand the sacredness of the Dugu, and particularly the Mali in our healing ceremonies. And that is what I think that Baba Jan wanted, to pass on the information of our traditional knowledge. Belize is virgin territory for research, and many outside scholars like the Scandinavian are aware of this and are making use of Belize as their canvas. Both offerings are well researched and triangulated and presented in a scholarly manner. I use the qualitative research methodology, as Silvana had mentioned, and several of its techniques. Participant observation, ethnography, focus group interviews, content and narrative analysis is good for speeches, news items. The news items now, they stand alone. interviews with our politicians if you're interested in that area of political science, and you can download it and hold it. I have newspapers going back to 1950s, because if you're going to be doing this, you have to have your data and let the data speak to you, not how you feel, but what the data is saying. Even some of our the comics, in the newspaper, it tells the cartoons, it tells something of the time. I collect those as well, and I've learned well from it, Meg Craig. So, the book on electoral politics is my second major offering. The first being my 1993 publication entitled Who and What in Belizean Elections, 1954 to 1993. I have also shared with the public several manuscripts and brochures as an endeavor in voter education during my tenure as Chief Elections Officer. Since then, my public has been demanding information on municipal elections. In my analysis, I have tried to highlight the data and what the data says, nothing less, nothing more. For example, a voter turnout of 42% speaks minority council, a council being voted in by a minority group. That says something to our social scientists, that says something to our political leaders. It speaks. A party popularity decline of 20%, like what happened with the PUP, you could have seen it. It is screaming information. It is screaming data to whoever is listening. The traditional lack of women on the ballot and carried into 2011 cries out. It's a traditional thing. We have not been on the ballot. And then both major political parties, because if you notice, I have red and blue, because that's what we have accepted as voters. The other parties, the third parties, the independent people do not factor in, and that is telling me voters want either red or blue. I'm not saying that's what the statistics are saying. For both major political parties, even the executive are men. I was able to look at the PUP because I went on the website and brought out some of the speeches and got the list of names. I wasn't able to do so with the UDP, but I'm quite sure it is very much the same in terms of numbers. 31 on the PUP's executive. Guess how much that was? 16.1 something percent. Wow. So, what do we expect? But the thing is to understand, to know it, and understand, and move on if we want to put women on the ballot. These are all national observations or national attitudes of voters. Let's look at the local level. A community that votes in newcomers as opposed to a community that is looking only for local leadership speaks volumes. This happens right in one Belize here. San Pedro is San Ignacio as well, but San Pedro, if you notice their voting trend, San Pedro is accepting of people coming in and being a part of the community. Their top vote getter in the last